Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. Ramzee Kahania, Chap.8. Sidq, Faith. A friend of mine who lives in Assam regards himself as a staunch communist and atheist. He regards both God and religion as one of the greatest hoaxes in history, and those who preach them as great frauds. He is quite well read in communist and atheist literature and has a good grasp over the major tenets of communism. He was able to explain those principles quite effectively. He was very liberated and championed the cause of liberal views. He believed that the creation of a classless, egalitarian society was the creation of communism alone. When I drew to his attention that the concept of equality for human beings was enshrined even in the oldest religions of the world, he countered that the concepts of human equality enshrined in the oldest religions of the world had never been put to practice. Communism, on the other hand, implements these theories and brings them into practice. The communists have brought out equality and egalitarianism in many countries of the world. He was also of the opinion that all acts of bloodshed, oppression, and injustice which have been committed in the world so far have been done in the name of religion. The world would have become a more peaceful place to live in had there been no religion. Nature, or providence, or salvation is extremely inscrutable. The wife of this communist friend was a highly educated and religious-minded lady. Very often I used to feel surprised at how her husband's communist leanings did not influence her. Recently, this couple, along with their children, visited Punjab and stayed with me at Lahore. I reproduced below the conversation that took place between husband and wife at my house. Wife: since we are on a visit to Punjab, I suggest that we should go to Amritsar and pay respects to the Holy Darbar Sahib. We should offer Qada Prashad as thanks, as shukrana to Waheguru. Husband: there is no need for it. First of all, there is no God. Even if we suppose there is a God, He would not be so selfish as to accept flattery. He does not need our worship and our offerings. Wife: I had made a pledge during your serious illness that I would come and present myself at Darbar Sahib in humbleness along with my family and offer Qada Prashad if God relieved you of your illness. Husband: that means God takes bribes of worship and offerings by His devotees. Wife: I really don't want to get into an argument with you. I know this much, that when you were very, very ill, the doctors had abandoned all hope of your survival. I had prayed in front of Sri Guru Granth Sahib with folded hands in complete humility. I had prayed that while my husband does not believe in Waheguru, I have complete in his divine and great omnipresence that I shall become a helpless widow if my husband dies. I had prayed to Waheguru, the Almighty Divine, that He should restore my husband's health for my sake. His benevolence, His love, may even turn my atheist husband into a believer after his recovery. When I read the Vak after making this ardas, I read the following Shabad. Sadgur pura petya jin banat banai, Ram naam aukhad diya eka liv lai, Rakh liye tin rakhan har, sab byad mitai, Kaho Nanak kirpa bhai, prabh hai sahai. I have met the perfect Guru who had created me. He has given me the medicine of the divine name, and I have enshrined love for Waheguru. The Preserver has preserved me and cured all my sickness. Says Nanak, the Divine has shown mercy to me and has become my salvation. Page 819. I felt reassured after reading this Shabad that you will certainly recover from your illness. I started feeling that you had started recovering since that very moment. although you looked visibly ill for a few days, but I was convinced that you would recover. I was convinced that no power on earth could keep you sick. You started feeling better and healthy after that prayer. Although the doctors took credit for relieving you of your sickness, and you also believed in their version, but I knew it was Waheguru's grace which had restored your health. So I don't think that I'm going to bribe Waheguru by paying obeisance and by offering worship and offering Kada Prasad at Darbar Sahib. I think it my moral duty to acknowledge His grace by worshipping at Amritsar. When we acknowledge with thanks even the smallest favor done to us by a human being, we should acknowledge the grace and benevolence of the Divine who has restored your health and saved you from the brink of death. Our praying and worship at Darbar Sahib is neither a bribe nor an act of flattery. All decent people feel grateful to those who have given them some service. Only cheats and deceitful, dishonest people indulge in giving and taking of bribes. It makes no difference to the Divine whether we make any offerings to the Guru or not. But our act of worship and offerings is an expression of our own gratefulness. The sense of gratitude expressed by us makes us better human beings. We become more worthy of His grace and His benevolence through our acts of thanksgiving. When we go to the mountains, we do not go there for making the mountains happy or to bribe the majestic mountains. We go there to get relief from the heat of the plains. We go to the mountains from the plains to seek our comfort and cool rather than doing any favor to the mountain. It is the fundamental nature of mountains to provide cooling comfort to everyone who chooses to stay there. Similarly, it is the Divine's nature and character and their eternal law that whosoever seeks their protection and grace must receive their protection and safety against suffering and pain. I cannot browbeat you in debate and arguments. I can only request you humbly that you accompany me to Amritsar, at least for my sake. As I prayed to the Divine to restore the health of my husband, I appealed to my husband to accompany me to Amritsar for my happiness and satisfaction. I may succeed in bringing out some sort of rapport between you, my husband, and the Divine Waheguru, my Guru. Husband, it is impossible for me to compromise with Waheguru, but I can visit Amritsar for your sake. I would take this trip to Amritsar as nothing more than a tourist trip. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.